Hi, this is Mike with Blue Line Public Library. It is 12:05 p.m. on July 21st, and today we're doing a program on Google Applied Digital Skills. We recently received a grant from them on showcasing some of their website material and resources. So that's what we're going to do. So today's program is going to be on creating a resume, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll get started. So first thing is, rather than give you a very long, boring link, we're using the Google Applied Digital Skills. Just search for that, Applied Digital Skills, it'll probably come up. So it's applieddigitalskills.withgoogle.com. And basically, if you scroll around their page, you can find all these wonderful resources and videos of how to do different things. Everything from job seekers to small businesses to anybody that's just trying to learn new skills. There's all kinds of things on here. So if you scroll around this page, you'll find a number of different things. One of them is create a resume. Let's click on that one. And I guess we'll go ahead and start this one. We're going to be creating it in Google Docs, which is fine. It's a Google environment. That's all the lessons are based around Google. So we're going to be doing it in Google Docs. Later, we can then export that to Word or something, or anything we want to be able to share that or send that in somewhere. So the way this lesson works, a lot of these are set up this way, is basically there's a short 2 or 3 minute video by a speaker, and then they kind of encourage the attendant or the learner to do the same thing. So that's what we're going to do. Actually, I need to reshare this very quickly. Share screen along with computer sound and optimize video. Now you'll hopefully be able to hear it. So we're going to listen to this person talk for 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to do the activity and continue, and hopefully we'll have a good idea of how to make a resume. So let's watch this first video together. Not sure how loud this will be.
Hi, I'm Maria Elena. I work on Google's education team and live in Switzerland. A resume is a valuable tool that can help you apply for jobs, internships, schools and special programs, or scholarships. In this activity, you will create a professional resume. Your resume gives readers a first impression of you and your qualifications. It should be error-free, easy to read, and effectively provide a snapshot of who you are and how you spend your time. Even if you don't plan to use a resume right away, organizing your experiences and listing your qualifications are useful steps to prepare for any future need. To create your resume, you'll use a Google Docs template. A template is like a guide for building your document. Templates provide standard layout, design, and formatting elements. They provide a consistent starting point for your projects. But your resume will be unique to you. You will add your own background, skills, education, and experiences to highlight your individual strengths. Then, you'll revise your resume to make it even stronger and more interesting to a potential employer or educator. By the end of this activity, you will be able to select and use a Google Docs template, format different sections of a document, and download a document as a specific file type to send in an email. Make sure you are signed into your Google account. If you do not have an account, sign up for one now at google.com. Next, use the Google Apps menu to navigate to Google Drive. Create a new blank document. Title your document, Resume Brainstorm. Then, continue to the next video to begin brainstorming ideas for your resume. Now, it's your turn. Open a new blank document in Google Docs. Title your document, Resume Brainstorm.
Okay, cool. So basically what they want us to do is get started on a new document in Google Docs. Great, so let's go ahead and do that. I'll just do a new tab here. And basically what we want to have happen is sign into your Google account. If you don't have a Google account, then it's very easy to make one. You basically go to Google and when you go to sign in, basically there's an option to create an account. That would be another video, but it's very easy to do. Just a matter of selecting an email and a password. I have one already made, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my Google account. If I can type it correctly. All right. So now I am signed in. Now up in the top right corner, I have this little option here, and I can say Documents, Docs. So click on that, and now we're on Google Docs. And at this point, the rest of it was simply to create a new document. Start a new document and do a blank document for right now. As you can see, I was looking at some resume things earlier, but we're just going to do a blank document. And I believe they wanted us to title it Resume Brainstorm. Great. So now we have a document where we can type things, and we're going to do a lot of our work here. Let's go ahead and find out what the next step is. We'll watch the video together, and then we will do the next thing.
In this video, you will brainstorm ideas for the first sections of your resume. A resume is a written document that highlights your education, work experience, activities, and skills. A typical resume includes several sections: your contact information, work experience, education history, skills and abilities, and activities, awards, and accomplishments. Begin by typing your contact information, including your email address. Next, brainstorm 2 or 3 work experiences you've had. Resume readers want to see whether your experience is relevant to the position you're applying for. If you haven't had a paying job yet, that's okay. You can include related experience, such as volunteer work, community service, regular household chores, or classroom responsibilities like taking attendance or participating in a group assignment. Even hobbies, such as writing a blog or taking photographs, could be relevant. Include any role that required responsibility and initiative in your brainstorming document. For each experience, include the name of the employer, the type of work, the location, dates of employment, and a description of what you did. Include measurable details about your experience, like how often you worked, how much you accomplished during each shift, or how many items you completed over the course of the project. Add 2 or 3 experience items to your brainstorming document. Next, list your education history. Type the name of your current school. List the school's location, the month and year you started, your expected graduation date, and your GPA. Ask your teacher how to find your GPA if you don't know it. If you're enrolled in an academic pathway or vocational track at school, include that as well. If you transferred from another school, add your previous school to your brainstorming document. Great! Your brainstorming document is off to a strong start. In the next video, you will brainstorm the final information for your resume, your skills, activities, and awards. Now, it's your turn. Add your contact information, brainstorm related work experience, and list your education history. Then, move on to the next video.
Okay, great. Let's stop the share for just 1 second, see if anybody show up yet, but that's okay. So basically, the next step is we're going to be listing out, our different items, things that we've worked on, our name and our address, and our work experience, and our education, and our skills, and everything. So just like I did in the video, this is kind of like the bulk of where the work is, and this is unique for everybody. So I'm just going to start, and this is just our template to kind of, not even a template really, this is just kind of our, get all the ideas written down. So let's say my name is John Smith, and I live at 2400 York Street in Blue Island, of course, and my phone number is 555 something. Right. Great. Okay. Now, next thing I probably have is my work experience, just like I did in the video just a moment ago. So let's say I worked at so your work experience is whatever your work experience is. Maybe you don't have a lot of work experience or something, but whatever you can. Maybe you just did. I think so if you did some kind of babysitting job, you did for Jane Doe, you did babysitting, and you put when you did that. So maybe I did that over, summer of, maybe I did it for a year or something when I was in high school or something, or whatever you have. And basically you want to put what you did for that job. So if you had a babysitting job, you watched the kids, maybe made dinner or something, or took kids to the park, played games with them, and got them dressed and ready for bed. Perfect. Whatever you did. This is just brainstorming. And maybe you did that, how often you did it. So let's say, I don't know, maybe you did it once a month. Who knows? And then maybe after that you had another job at the local grocery store or big, let's say with Big Box Mart or Big Box Depot or something. And maybe you just worked stock there. So let's say you did that, maybe that was a summer job or something. So let's say you did that over the summer last year. And so you pushed carts, stocked shelves, whatever you did. Customers, the items in the car or something, and clean up spills. And you don't even have to spell this, right? Just getting the ideas down. Let's say you did that, I don't know, let's say you did that 12 hours a week, whatever it was. Now, you're also going to want to put your education on there. Education. Let's say you went to Eisenhower High School and you graduated, but when you graduated, say you graduated last year, and if you know your GPA, you can put it, let's say it was 2.5 or somewhere in that range. Yeah, so now you got your work experience, whatever that might be. Got your education. If you have college education, you took college classes or something, great, put that on there. Whatever experience, even if you did something, like they were doing the photography example, let's say, you worked on, the school newspaper or something like that. Whatever you might have done to do, work that you've done. So let's say, maybe even add another one. Papers everywhere. Howard High School. And, say you worked on the school newspaper for 1 year from all of 2018 to spring of 2019, something like that. And what you did. So maybe you helped write articles and took pictures and whatever else, distribute the newspapers everywhere. And whatever else, would happen with the newspaper. I never worked on the newspaper, so. All right. So you got education, you got your work experience, and I think that was where we had stopped. So this gets saved, and let's go back and see what happens next. Don't get discouraged by all these dots down here. We'll be done, if you notice down here, if you can see that or not, by the 5th dot, we'll have completed our resume, so it's not going to be that long. So let's find out what happens next. I'm so excited.
In the previous video, you brainstormed your contact information, experience, and education history. In this video, you will brainstorm your skills, activities, and accomplishments. After your education information, brainstorm a new section called Skills. Here, you will list the useful abilities that you didn't specifically mention in the experience section. List the skills that make you a good student, employee, friend, or sibling. Include both hard and soft skills. Hard skills are technical and job-specific. They include things like typing, playing an instrument, speaking a foreign language, or knowing how to use specialty tools or software applications. Soft skills are personal qualities that may relate to how you interact with others. Soft skills include effective communication, problem solving, relating well to people, or being cooperative or a team player. List a combination of 5 to 7 hard and soft skills. If you need help thinking of skills, open a new tab and search the internet for examples. Then, move on to the last section, awards and activities. Think about your extracurricular activities and your accomplishments. Maybe you worked on the school yearbook, were recognized for a hobby, or earned an award at your job. You might also list sports, clubs, contests, performances, or student government. List activities and achievements even if you didn't receive an award. Only include awards and activities from the past 3 or 4 years. List 3 to 5 awards and activities, but don't spend too much time brainstorming. You can always add more information later. Now it's your turn. Brainstorm 5 to 7 skills. Search the internet for ideas if you need to. Then, brainstorm 3 to 5 awards and activities. When you have finished, move on to the next video, where you will write the first draft of your resume.
All right. All right, cool. So our next step is basically fill out the rest of the resume with skills, awards, activities. I believe when we were actually doing this, I put this school newspaper thing, not really, kind of put that in the wrong section, but that's okay. So moving on, the next was, I had a really good idea for, skills was the first one. So skills, they had a really good idea for skills page. If you can't think of really good ideas, I said just open it up tab and to Google search for resume skills examples. Great. You can probably find something that will describe some skills that you have. So great. So we can use that, and but let's just say my skills are that I'm a hard worker, and I fast learner, and positive attitude. Maybe if you have, you have more like tangible, measurable skills, then go ahead and put those on there. Those would be great if you, skill-specific jobs, your certifications, but put those in there, or anything that you might have learned that would be specific, especially if it's going to relate to the job that you're applying for. If you can't think of any of those, or if you don't have any of those, then just put a lot of these soft skills like this, and that'll work. I think that'll be great. So put, let's do another one. We'll say good worker, fast learner. Go. Attention to detail. Perfect. So we had the skills, and then our next section was anything we did for awards and activities. Right, so this could be, if you were employee of the week at wherever, put that on there. If you were, maybe don't have a lot of job experience yet, maybe you were just student of the week, student of the month, anything that was good. Anything, if you placed, I don't know, let's say you were in, you won your debate team winner, let's say school class. How about class debate team winner, something like that. Or if you were maybe you were an athlete. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore, but that would be cool. Or whatever, varsity soccer team, or like whatever awards and activities. If you're on any clubs at school, that might be good to put on there. Any, like they mentioned, any performances that you might have done, whatever you got. So great. So now we've got something kind of mostly filled out here, and let's go ahead and find out what happens next.
In the previous videos, you created a brainstorming document and added information to include in your resume. In this video, you will write the first draft of your resume by transferring the information from your brainstorming document into a resume template. Keep in mind, this is just a draft. It does not have to be perfect. To begin, open your brainstorming document. Then, open a new document from a template to view the template gallery. Many documents, such as project proposals, meeting agendas, business letters, and resumes, follow a similar layout or design. Templates help you save time when you're writing because they are already formatted with the proper layout. All you have to do is fill in the appropriate information. Scroll to the resume section. Choose the template you see on the screen. Rename your document, your name, and resume. Next, resize your window and drag your Brainstorm tab out so it is in its own browser window. Resize the two windows so you can see both on your screen at the same time. This makes it easier for you to use the information in your Brainstorm to complete your resume. In the resume template, update your contact information. Include your name, address, phone number, and email. To present yourself professionally, use an email address that is easy to read, relatively short, and avoids too many words or symbols unrelated to your name. Delete the job title. People applying for a specialized job will usually include this. Include a title if you like, but it's not required. To complete the skills section, choose a few skills relevant to the position you're applying for. When your skills match the requirements of the position, you are more likely to grab your resume reader's attention. If you don't have a specific job in mind, use the example in this video. This business wants applicants with a good work ethic, the ability to work on a team, and a willingness to help others. Requirements of this job include interacting with the public and following instructions. Type in the skills that describe your best qualities and align most closely to the job posting. If you're applying for a job working in a civic center, for example, your skill, cares about the community, would be a good fit for your resume. Move on to the next video to complete the first draft. Now it's your turn. Create a resume from a Google Docs template. Name your resume. Move your resume to a new window so you can view your brainstorming document and resume at the same time. And add your contact information and skills.
All right, okay. So let us go ahead and go back to our brainstorm here. Now, what we want to do is Zoom interface is getting in my way here. I'm going to just resize this a little bit. Okay. We're going to make a new Google Doc that's going to be our actual resume. We don't need this page anymore. So we're going to do File. I'm going to do a new one. New document from template. And basically, when you scroll around on this page, you get all kinds of different things. This is helpful for other things, but we're just talking about a resume for right now. So resume just happens to be at the top. I've got all these nice looking resumes. I'll just go ahead and pick the, let's pick this first one with the red and the black. Google will pick that template, get it ready for us. Now we have a resume. Now the next thing they kind of mentioned would be helpful is to kind of separate the windows. So most browsers nowadays, when you kind of drag the tab away, you get a new window. So now you can have two. And they also suggested to resize the windows, get rid of that, so that you can see both at the same time. Great idea. Put this one over here. Now we can see that, and we can see our resume at the same time. So the next part was, did they have us start filling this out? The first draft. Name your resume. Oh, sorry. Name your resume. That's an excellent idea. I believe I called myself John Smith. This will be John Smith resume. I can type it right. We're going to resize your windows, add contact information and skills. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in. Now, on our left, we've got everything we brainstormed and think, okay, it's already typed out. I'm just going to copy and paste this stuff over. I think it's probably better to just type it again. The reason for that is you have a very specific formatting that's going on the right side. And a lot of times you start copying and pasting things, tends to mess things up. So if you're just starting out, unless you really know what you're doing, just type it again and you'll probably be happier for it later. So I'm going to start filling this in. I said I lived here at 2400 Work Street. This was in Blue Island, Illinois. And our zip code, that. And our phone number was just going right off the template on the right. 555-1000. And for your email address, try to pick a good email address if you don't have one yet. Let's just say it's John Smith. Well, I probably can't get John Smith at Gmail or somewhere, and let's say I added something. Let's say my email's Blue Isle. How about that? John Smith Blue Isle at yahoo.com, whatever it is. Probably Gmail or something, whatever it is. Name, take that out, put my name. Is that capitalized? I think it was. John Smith. All right. Contact information and skills. Okay, perfect. Skills. Where did I put the skills? Perfect. Okay. Okay. So this is just straight up all in a row here. So let's say hard worker. This is where we do want to type everything correctly. I mean, we're going to go back and edit it later, but it'll save time. So hard worker, best learner, positive attitude, attention to details. Perfect. Rest of the stuff, we'll figure that out later. Either we'll add to this or we'll take away. We'll be doing all kinds of things to it. So let's go ahead and continue with the next step, which is pretty close to being done. Complete your resume. Perfect. See you in 3 minutes.
In this video, you will fill in the remaining sections of your resume to complete your first draft. Update the company name with your employer, the location, and your job title. Use the existing formatting. Then add the dates you worked there. If you're still working there, write your start date, a hyphen, and then present. Then, add the description from your brainstorming document. Split the information into bullets. Use active verbs to describe the actions you performed. Examples of active verbs include managed, coordinated, created, founded, planned, built, tracked, and mentored. Write in the present tense for work you still do. Use the past tense for a job or project that's been completed. Finish filling out the rest of the experience section. Include complete phrases for each bullet point in your list of experiences, but leave out pronouns like I or me. Next, update the education section, including your school's name and location. Change degree to diploma in progress. Adjust the dates. Type anticipated graduation date for the school you intend to graduate from. To list more than one school, add another entry by copying your school and pasting it underneath. Be sure to follow the formatting used in the template. If you only attended one school, skip this step. Finally, follow the same process to complete the awards section. You can choose to list only awards in this section, or include a mix of awards and activities, and update the header to match. Keep the header in all capital letters so it's consistent with the template. Great job! In the next video, you will edit your resume to make it look more professional. Now it's your turn. Add your experience, education, and awards and activities to your resume.
All right, okay, so let's go back and see where we're at. So we're going to add the rest of our skills, awards, activities, education, everything to our resume, including our job experience. So just use our template that we did earlier. And sure, okay. Now typically what happens is this ones that I see, the most recent experience goes at the top. Not sure how they did theirs. I didn't pay close attention, but I'm going to say, let's go ahead and put let's say this is our current job that we have right now. I just called it Big Box Depot. That's in Blue Island. And I was let's see, could have been, let's say, let's just say a stock, probably want to put whatever department you worked. I don't know if they still have stock, and that's what I was way back then. Let's say I worked, I don't know, hardware departments, hardware department, wherever you actually worked, whatever your actual title was. Let's say that's still my job. Let's see, thing on the left says otherwise, but let's say I started in June of 2019, and I'm still there. So put the date to present. And now we're going to be putting this in a bullet format. So where before, let's make this a little bigger. So we pushed carts. And the other thing the video said was to use this kind of active, like using present tense. Did say nothing about the verbs, but using present tense for jobs that you're doing right now, and using past tense for jobs that you've already completed or did in the past. So we push carts, we stock shelves, periods after these, just like in the template. Helped customer, I'm sorry, geez. I just got done saying present, right? Stock shelves, help customers lift heavy items. I think that's what that says. And did we have another one? I don't think we did. Oh, we did. Clean up spills. Perfect. Clean up spills. Customers. Perfect. Thanks, Google. Perfect. And we also had a babysitting job. And let's see, it was for Jane Doe, lives back in Blue Island. Did babysitting. That was in, let's see, when was that? So June 2018, and I'm just going right over the template that they have, just following it exactly. I'm not screwing up any formatting. I don't have to worry about anything. And what did we do when we were there? We did, this is all in the past, we're not doing it anymore. Watched, I'm gonna try to be specific. Let's say I watched 3 children for several hours. Let's say be specific. Well, maybe it was, on average, it was 4 hours. Watched student for 4-hour periods. 4 periods of 4 hours. How about that? 4 hours. Typo there. June. We also, what do? We took the kids to the park. Took children to the park. I got children dressed. And what else do we do? Ready for bed. Okay. Ready for bed. And oh, we play games too. Play games. Perfect. All right. That's really all the real work experience that we kind of originally did. This doesn't really count. I kind of put that out of order. So normally we would just kind of delete this. Now, you might also be thinking like, well, what if I actually had 4 jobs I wanted to put on there, or more? The easiest way to do that is, like they said in the video, is to take like the whole block and copy and paste it. So if I copy this, and then I go and make some room down here, and then when I go to paste this, I'll get the exact same thing. Okay, I'll get the exact same thing, and then I can just change it again. That's the easiest thing to do. In our case, we really only have the 2 job experiences, so that's fine. So we're just going to have some space. Next, we have our education. We went to Eisenhower High School, located in lovely sunny Blue Island. And I got a high school diploma. It was, yeah, let's say, what did we say? We graduated in 2019, right? Okay, so let's say, you know, a lot of times I just see like, you know, graduated spring of 2019. We'll figure out the best. That's not spring, but spring. In 2019, I think they also had some kind of career path or something. So if you have that, go ahead and put that on there. And here's where now education. You could also put here possibly you know, uh, varsity, what I say, varsity soccer athletes, that's the thing, and debate team, whatever else you might have done. Now you can put your awards down here. This is great. You can do, I just moved something by mistake, but that's okay. We're just going to delete this anyway. You can say, Big Box Smart. What did I say? I think I said, yeah, Employee of the Week. If you were, sure, great, put it down. Big Box Smart, Employee of the Week, maybe even week, if you're Employee of the Month, it might have been, January of 2020 or whatever it might have been. So if you have specifics, go ahead and put that down. Maybe even do capitalize Employee of the Week. Let's see, class debate team, especially if you competed somewhere. Debate team, maybe you're a captain of the debate team, something like that. Maybe even Eisenhower Student of the Week. And then the date that, if you have the date for that, something like that. So great. So at that point, you kind of filled out most of your resume. If I make this bigger, let's see, hopefully there's a zoom. I can zoom the document. Oh, there we go, 100%. All right, so I zoom out a little bit, I can kind of see where my whole resume is going to look in regards to one page. Generally, this wants to be one page. That's kind of the standard at this point. So you may add or remove experience. You may add or remove all these little bullet points for all the jobs. You may add or remove various different things. This might even be like this at the bottom. Since I have extra space, I could probably turn this into a bulleted list as well. Everybody's resume is going to look different. There's one more piece of video, I think, which I think is just telling us to go back and review it, but let's see how long it is. 4 minutes. Let's see what happens, and here we go.
In the previous video, you completed a draft of your resume by adding information from your brainstorming document. In this video, you will edit your resume and make formatting changes so it is more polished and professional. Resumes influence the way a potential employer perceives you. They allow someone to quickly learn about you and determine whether you might be a good fit for the job. Correct spelling, active verbs, and appearance all make a big impact. Keep in mind, resumes should be short and concise. They don't include every responsibility from every job. Once you get an interview, you can use that opportunity to go into more detail about yourself. But your resume should showcase your best and most relevant accomplishments. To start editing and formatting your resume, carefully read through each section. Make sure bullet points and descriptions are in the correct sections. Then, check your grammar for complete sentences and phrases and proper punctuation. A single typographical or grammatical error can prevent you from getting an interview, and spell check does not always find every mistake. Next, look for strong action verbs and clear descriptions that stand out. In a one-page resume, every word counts. If there are places where you could pick a more appropriate phrase or use fewer words to say the same thing, choose a more precise word or concise phrasing. When you have finished proofreading your resume, make formatting changes if necessary, so that the text fits on one page and is well spaced. You might cut unnecessary words, reduce line spacing, or reduce font sizes. When you're finished, run the spell check. If you have time, share your resume with someone else to ask for comments and feedback. They may catch errors or unclear phrasing that you did not notice. To share your resume, you can print it, or download it as a specific file type, such as a PDF or a Word document. This lets people with different computer programs open your document when you share it with them. You can also email it. Email your resume as a PDF to your teacher to show what an awesome job you did. Now it's your turn. Carefully read through each section of your resume, checking for spelling, punctuation, and accurate and complete information. Adjust the formatting so that your resume fits on one page. Email your resume to your teacher.
All right. So I'm glad we watched that part because there's a couple of really good ideas in there. So first, did I close that one? Nope, here it is. So first, to try to get this all to one page, and depending on how many items you're able to list, and a couple of good ideas to kind of space it out on the page better. So one, we kind of already talked about, bulleted lists or straight across lists or adding items, removing items. You can also mess with the fonts, which they were talking about. You kind of just be, maybe fonts for like your names. You still want all the sections to look the same. So you kind of have to be careful with what you're, if you're gonna increase this, that means you definitely got to increase this, and you probably should increase this too. So you can do that. You can also mess with the line spacing with this button here. Here's where we selected our font. And then to also do the spell check, so spelling and grammar check. Obviously, it's going, in our case, our fictional names. It's not going to catch proper names that we just made up. So we just ignore. Okay, but you still have to reread it because obviously it's not necessarily going to catch everything. In fact, there's the capital U that never wants to uncapitalize. Swear I fixed that earlier, but maybe not. So you basically reread your whole thing, make sure everything's typed correctly, make sure everything makes sense. You might make a grammatical mistake that would be very not good, that the system will not check for you. And finally, when you're done, then you can, go to the file, and you can, from the file menu, you can print this out. If you want to hand it to somebody, maybe you're going to a job fair or something, print a bunch of them. You can, download it to your computer. You can, so that way you have a copy on your laptop or something. You can always send it to somebody. You can share it directly from. Here's download. You can download in different formats. You can share it with people. Do whatever you want at that point. At that point, it's probably always going to be within your Gmail account, so that's great. And the little intricacies of what makes for a good resume is not really something that I'm super qualified to give the last say on. I mean, I can help somewhat, but my job is to get the resume going and started and completed, and then probably someone in the reference department here at the library would probably be able to look at that and say, don't put that, don't phrase it that way, maybe change this to this. But there are people at the library that can help with those sorts of things. So it's almost 1 o'clock. So I think that is probably the end of this lesson here. But hopefully this helps someone somewhere, and we'll be able to enjoy it on the internet later. And this will be a series, so 4 weeks, and next week will be using Google to get a new job, which would really go great now that you have a resume. So that's it, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.